We're continuing our World War II series today, and don't forget we've ditched the 19 part and we're just doing the month and the year. So today's date is October 1942, or 1042, the Second Battle of El Alamein. El Alamein is a port town on the edge of the Nile Delta. If the Axis forces broke through, they could threaten Alexandria, base facilities of the Commonwealth forces, the Suez Canal, or the Arabian oil fields. The First Battle of El Alamein happened in July 42, when the Panzer Army attacked El Alamein after their successes at the Battle of Gazala. The Commonwealth forces luckily repulsed the attack. Rommel then went on the defensive, hoping that the situation on the Eastern Front would improve, and resources from the Eastern Front could be then transferred to the Afrika Korps. However, the failure of the Battle of Stalingrad meant that any hope of significant reinforcements were dashed. Rommel decided that he just had to attack, before the Commonwealth forces, now backed by American Sherman tanks, could attack him. The British 8th Army was made up of roughly 200,000 men and 1,000 tanks. The German Afrika Korps was roughly 120,000 men and 550 tanks. The Allies began the attack with a bombardment. At the time, Rommel was back in Europe recovering from illness, and he was sent to resume command on the 24th of October. By November 1942, Rommel messaged Hitler to let him know that the German forces were too exhausted to continue, and the Commonwealth breakthrough was inevitable. Germany ultimately lost the battle due to long supply lines from Tripoli, and the Allies outnumbered them. Victory at El Alamein was the beginning of the end for the Axis forces in Africa. The end of the battle coincided with Operation Torch on November the 8th, when American forces first met the Axis in battle. Victory in Africa meant that the Allies could now target Italy. This would draw more Axis resources from other fronts, helping the Soviet Union fighting in the east. To remember this date, let's take the desert outside El Alamein. The Axis forces are closing in on the town from the west. Now, minefields were important in dictating attacks during the battle, and minefields, which are still a problem today, were used by both forces. Now, the Germans hit the Allied minefields, which detonate and destroy a lot of the German forces, and the explosions spell out the first part of our date, 10. The Allies then attack from the east, and they also run into a minefield, and the explosion spells out the second part of our date, 42. The Allies then force the Axis forces away from El Alamein. October 1942, or 1042, the Second Battle of El Alamein. Thanks for watching.